if you're planning to move to Cambodia either to live or to work, or if you're thinking just for investing.
So let us share our inside experience in Cambodia. My name is KEO Sochenda.
And I'm Ty Chea.
We will tell you more about Cambodia, the style, the food and the people.
We'll be engaging with industry experts in property, in investment, legal and tax, and among those, my favorite topic, Mythbusters, which is misconception about Cambodia.
So join us on this journey about Cambodia.
Nice to meet you. Greetings. How are you, Sochenda? I'm good. I'm quite nervous, but I'm also very excited about today. It's our first episode of Nice to Meet You, and it's nice to meet you again to have you here. Wonderful. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the first episode of Nice to Meet You, and it revolves around lifestyle in Cambodia. We've got our special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
ចាសួស្តីអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាម្ដងទៀតខ្ញុំឈ្មោះចិន្តាខ្ញុំជា Managing Director របស់ខាង ODOM Property អរគុណបងទីដែលបានអញ្ជើញខ្ញុំជាវាគ្មិនចូលរួមនៅក្នុង episode របស់បងចា
It's a pleasure. We always love to have you here, and we always love to pick your brains and talk to you, and she'll share some wonderful insight in terms of life and working in Cambodia. From my perspective, from my end, I'm Ty Chea. I'm the head of sale of ULS Cambodia, but I'm also the voice of many expats or people who are contemplating or planning to move from another country and into Cambodia, which I have done. I've lived in Australia for 38 years, but I call Cambodia home, and hopefully, after all these episodes, many of you can call Cambodia home as well. Yeah.
អរគុណបងដែលចាប់អារម្មណ៍ហើយសម្រាប់ចិត្តនៅក្នុងការមករស់នៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាចាសូមស្វាគមន៍បង
Glad to be here. Thank you. Okay, I think we can start. But before we start, before I ask you the first question, you will notice that throughout the series that I'm speaking English and Sochenda is speaking Khmer, and there's two reasons for that. One is my Khmer is very bad, so I apologize for that. But more important, but another reason is that, like I mentioned before, I'm the voice of many who are out there who are thinking and planning a move to Cambodia or to another country. Whereas Sochenda, of course, she'll be speaking in Khmer. Sochenda is I'll let you introduce to the audience.
ចាដោយសារខ្ញុំជាកូនខ្មែរកើតនៅប្រទេសខ្មែរហើយចង់ចែករំលែកទៅឲ្យពិភពលោកដឹងថាកូនខ្មែរធ្វើការជាមួយនឹង expat ក៏យើងអាចធ្វើទៅបានចា
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. So, my first question. Look, tell us about what's lifestyle like in Cambodia, and also your working background. Anything that you can sort of share with our audience, that'd be great. Yeah.
ដោយសារខ្ញុំជាកូនអ្នកមន្ត្រីរាជការកើតនៅខេត្តស្វាយរៀងហើយខ្ញុំក៏បានមកទៅរៀននៅកំពង់ចាមបន្ទាប់មករៀននៅភ្នំពេញហើយក៏បញ្ចប់មហាវិទ្យាល័យខាងផ្នែកគណនេយ្យនិងខាងឧត្តមបណ្ឌិតខាងផ្នែកគ្រប់គ្រងពាណិជ្ជកម្មដែរអញ្ចឹងបច្ចុប្បន្នគឺប្រកបអាជីវកម្មនៅក្នុងវិស័យ real estate ដូច្នេះយើងឃើញថាការរស់នៅរបស់ប្រជាជនរបស់យើងមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរពីមួយជំនាន់ទៅមួយជំនាន់ហើយពិសេសបន្ទាប់ពី COVID ទៀតអញ្ចឹងគឺបរិបទនៃការរស់នៅនឹងផ្លាស់ប្ដូរច្រើនចា
But as you've shared your insight in terms of as a career woman, but for our audience benefit, let's just say mums and other young female out there who's maybe planning to come to Cambodia, what's lifestyle is like to live and raise a family in Cambodia?
មែនតើនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងនិយាយពីកំណត់ជីវភាពបើយើងប្រៀបធៀបទៅបណ្ដាប្រទេសមួយចំនួនគឺងាយស្រួលនៅក្នុងការដែលយើងធ្វើដំណើរទៅព្រោះពីកន្លែងមួយទៅកន្លែងមួយចិត្តហើយក៏យើងមានកន្លែងល្អៗមួយចំនួនដែលយើងអាចទៅលេងយើងអាចដើរកម្សាន្តហើយមានកន្លែងដែលយើងអាចស្នាក់នៅបាន property ជាច្រើនដែលយើងអាចជ្រើសរើសនៅក្នុងការវិនិយោគហើយយើងអាចរស់នៅទីនោះតែម្ដងដូច្នេះសម្រាប់ជនបរទេសឬក៏ expat ដែលគាត់ចង់មករស់នៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាគឺលក្ខខណ្ឌងាយស្រួលមែនតើចា
It's great, wonderful. I know you're a busy woman. I see you wear many different hats. you have many responsibilities, but on those time when you have free time, and for somebody who's visiting Cambodia for the first time as a friend, where would you recommend that they, visit a great place to eat? Just share us some insight in terms of restaurants, weekend trips, anything that's fun or things to do when they're visiting to Cambodia.
ចាអរគុណបងនិយាយទៅនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងមានកន្លែងកំសាន្តជាច្រើនដូចអ្នកដែលគាត់មកលើកទី1គាត់គួរតែមកទៅទស្សនានៅប្រាសាទអង្គរវត្តរបស់យើងដែលជាបេតិកភណ្ឌពិភពលោកហើយយើងមានកន្លែងជាច្រើនដូចនៅមណ្ឌលគិរីដូចនៅខាងកំពង់សោមឥឡូវយើងមាន expressway យើងអាចទៅព្រឹកមកវិញល្ងាចមាន seafood មានអីជាច្រើនដែលគាត់អាចទទួលទានបានហើយមែនតើដូចជានៅទីក្រុងភ្នំពេញរបស់យើងគឺមានច្រើនមែនទែនមានតាំងពីកន្លែងវប្បធម៌មានវាំងដែលយើងអាចទៅហើយមានបណ្ដារេស្តូរ៉ង់អន្តរជាតិមួយចំនួនក៏ពួកគាត់អាចជ្រើសរើសបានហើយដើម្បីស្វែងយល់អំពីឱកាសនៅក្នុងការវិនិយោគនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងផងដែរចា៎
But say tomorrow Saturday and Sunday if you had your Saturday and Sunday off, what's a great place to take the kids for the weekend?
អាស្រ័យបងថាតើយើងចង់ទៅរបៀបកំសាន្តទៅសមុទ្រឬក៏យើងចង់ទៅរបៀបលក្ខណៈធម្មជាតិឬក៏យើងអាចទៅជាលក្ខណៈ resort ចឹងទៅបើអ្នកដែលគាត់ទៅសមុទ្រយើង recommend ទៅខាងកំពង់សោមឬក៏ខាងកពតក៏ប៉ុន្តែបើសម្រាប់គាត់អ្នកដែលគាត់អត់ចង់ទៅឆ្ងាយទេយើងមានកន្លែងមួយចំនួនដែលពួកគាត់អាចជ្រើសរើសទៅលេងបានចាដូចជានៅការីរ៉ុមអីជាដើមចា
Okay, that's great. So hopefully you've got some insight in terms of the lifestyle and places to visit and go. I think we'll put some link up there or down there in terms of places that you can visit in Cambodia. So there are many places you can visit, whether you are an active person, whether you like to party, whether you like to hike, cheap eats, expensive eats. Anything and everything is available in Cambodia. This is the amazing part about Cambodia. My next question is, you are involved in meeting a lot of people from different countries through your involvement in BNI, which is Business Networking International. So through all your conversation and contact with not just BNI members from overseas, but from other business people from overseas, what are the few things that they found very surprising and exciting about Cambodia?
មែនតើសម្រាប់អ្នកមិត្តភ័ក្តិរបស់ខ្ញុំមួយចំនួនដែលពិសេសទៅជួបគេនៅស្រុកក្រៅហើយពេលខ្លះអ្នកខ្លះគាត់អត់ដែលបានស្វែងយល់ពីអ្វីដែលនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងហើយអញ្ចឹងនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងគឺជាប្រទេសមួយក្នុងចំណោមបណ្ដាប្រទេសអាស៊ីដែលនិយាយពីស្ថានភាពនយោបាយពីស្ថានភាពសេដ្ឋកិច្ចគឺល្អប្រសើរហើយក៏ជាឱកាសវិនិយោគដែលពួកគាត់អាចពិចារណានៅក្នុងការមកវិនិយោគជាមួយនឹងខាងប្រទេសយើងផងដែរពិសេសតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងវិស័យអចលនទ្រព្យក៏ដូចជាវិស័យកសិកម្មហើយក៏ក្នុងបណ្ដាវិស័យវិនិយោគមួយចំនួនទៀតផងដែរចា៎
I must admit, some of the things that Chenda say, I would need to go back through the subtitle and refer to what it means. So I'm sure I'll find it very, very interesting. Yeah, wonderful. So before I ask you the last question, which is I think probably my favorite question for the session, I just want to share with the audience in terms of my personal journey and why is it that I'm here and why Cambodia brought me here. I think, some of you may already know, but most of you probably don't know. I've lived in Cambodia for 38 years, but I was born in... No, my apologies. I live in Australia for 38 years, but I was born in Cambodia. But recently, I've moved back and call Cambodia home. And there are a few things that brought me here. There was a number of reasons, and some of them are quite well known because I post a lot on Facebook and social media. I think the first one is for love. I came to Cambodia for love. But another second thing was, living in Australia or living in any country for 38 years or 40 years, you become bored. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that particular country. It's just that sometimes you just want a different environment, and that was my situation. But more importantly, I think as well as being a citizen of Australia, I felt that I should be a citizen of the world. What I mean is that the time that I spent in Cambodia, in Australia, has been very, very the most amazing time I've ever had in terms of the opportunity that I had to learn and to build my skill. So my background is I'm a real estate agent selling properties for the last 20 years. And before that, I sold fruit. So all my life I've been selling. So I felt that Cambodia being a developing country, I felt that I have something to give. I have something to add to my country of birth. And so for me, that was the main driver and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing at the moment. So hopefully that inspires some of you to think about it, that, you know, if you have a certain set of skill and you're from a country that is, you know, developing, be mindful that that skill can help your country grow as well. So please have a think about that. Yeah.
អូបងនិយាយពីបងមានប្រសាសន៍មិញតាក់ចិត្តហ្មងដោយសារបងមានចំណេះនិងជំនាញបទពិសោធន៍ច្រើននៅក្នុងវិស័យអចលនទ្រព្យហើយមានបំណងមកចែករំលែកដល់កូនខ្មែរនេះគឺជាកត្តាមួយដែលល្អដែលអាចជួយជំរុញនិងលើកទឹកចិត្តក៏ដូចជាលើកកម្ពស់ស្តង់ដាររបស់វិស័យ real estate នៅស្រុកខ្មែរផងដែរចាបងអរគុណច្រើន
Look, I do my best, but you know, I'm learning too as I come to this country. So I'm adapting my skill to the culture. And the cultural part is the part that I'm learning. So as well as teaching other people to grow, I'm also growing through the process. So this has been a mutually beneficial process for me. But I guess we're kind of short of time, so I'm going to ask you this question. It might be a hard question, but I think you should be able to answer it quite well. Now, if you were given the role as the spokesperson, as the champion of Cambodia, name 2 or 3 things. I mean, how would you sell Cambodia to the world?
ចាអរគុណបងនិយាយទៅសំណួរនេះសំណួរចាក់ដោតហើយក៏ប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំចង់ចែករំលែកថាសម្រាប់អ្នកដែលកំពុងតែទស្សនាអេពីសូតនេះឲ្យដឹងថាប្រទេសកម្ពុជាគឺជាប្រទេសមួយដែលកំពុងតែមានការអភិវឌ្ឍខ្លាំងដូចជាប្រៀបធៀបបណ្ដាប្រទេសមួយចំនួននៅអាស៊ីក៏ដូចជានៅជុំវិញពិភពលោកហើយគឺជាប្រទេសមួយដែលយើងបើកឱកាសសម្រាប់អ្នកវិនិយោគដែលគាត់ស្វែងរកឱកាសនៅក្នុងការវិនិយោគនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជានឹងគឺជាឱកាសល្អដែលសេដ្ឋកិច្ចរបស់យើងក៏រីកលូតលាស់ទោះបីជាក្នុងកលៈទេសៈ COVID នេះក៏ដោយស្ថានភាពសេដ្ឋកិច្ចក៏ដូចជានយោបាយហើយរដ្ឋាភិបាលគាត់បើកចំហនៅ foreign investment ចូលមកប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងហើយដូច្នេះគឺរដ្ឋាភិបាលគាត់ជួយជំរុញលើកទឹកចិត្តច្រើនមែនទែនដូច្នេះសម្រាប់អ្នកវិនិយោគដែលគាត់មានដើមទុនឬក៏គាត់មានបំណងគាត់អាចស្វែងយល់ហើយនឹងសិក្សាអំពីកត្តាមួយចំនួនមុនគាត់សម្រេចចិត្តនៅក្នុងការវិនិយោគនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងចាហើយដោយវិនិយោគកុំភ័យព្រួយចា
Yes. It's been a good experience for me too coming back here. You know, before I came over here, I had certain views, preconceived views about the country, even though I've been back and forth a lot. But visiting a country and living in a country give you 2 different perspectives. So my perspective has been definitely mostly positive. So if you ever have an opportunity to make this move, I would highly recommend it. Yeah, fantastic. Sochenda, thank you for sharing, you know, some of the insight into Cambodia and also a personal insight into your life a little bit. But before we wrap up this session, I think we've got time for one more question. I've asked a lot of questions, so why don't I give you the opportunity to ask me a question instead?
ចាបងតាមពិតចង់សួរតែអត់មានឱកាសសួរចាចាចង់ដឹងដែរថាពេលដែលបងត្រឡប់មកស្រុកខ្មែរតើបងមានអារម្មណ៍មិនដែរហើយចំពោះម្ហូបអាហារនៅស្រុកខ្មែរយើងហ៎បង
I think this one is it's an easy answer for me. I guess I always knew I was going to come back to Cambodia, especially in the last 5-10 years. But because I've come back and forth a lot, the food itself, you know, Mum cooked at home back in Melbourne, Dad cooked at home back in Melbourne. So for me, it wasn't much of a shock. But what was a surprise and a shock is that the range of food that I was able to access to, whether I'm shopping at the grocery or whether I'm eating at a restaurant, you know, Japanese, Koreans, Americans, French. I think in terms of food, everything is pretty much there. You know, most places are very good, but then some places not so great. But I think you find your own favourite restaurants over time, and certainly I've definitely found my favourite, you know, couple of favourite restaurants that I go to quite often. So overall, except for I would say Neil, you mean Chiem Chiem?
Yeah.
No, that one I cannot eat. And the other one, what else I cannot eat?
Spider?
No, I didn't hear him spider. Jumui Jadat is cricket in English. So I've tried all those things more than once, but my stomach so far has not yet agreed with those kind of food. So 9 out of 10 food are very good, except for some I still find it very, very challenging. Yeah.
ចាបងអរគុណបងចា
Yeah, so I guess that's a wrap up. But before we go, I just from both of us, we want to thank our audience for your time. Hopefully, as well as sharing our experience, hopefully we've added value in terms of information and insights, especially you know, some of you who may be contemplating about making a move to Cambodia. Until next time, I'm sure we'll see you again, and please, if you enjoy this episode, invite your friends and family so that they can, you know, have the same information as you have. Do you have anything you want to say before we sort of wrap up?
ចាជាចុងក្រោយនេះខ្ញុំក៏សូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណដល់ទស្សនិកជនដែលកំពុងតែតាមដានទស្សនាតាំងពីដើមរហូតមកដល់ចប់អេពីសូតនេះហើយពួកយើងបានចែករំលែកខ្លះអំពីរបៀបរបបនៃការរស់នៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយើងអញ្ចឹងសម្រាប់មិត្តភ័ក្តិឬក៏ដូចបងប្អូនដែលនៅបណ្ដាប្រទេសដែលគាត់មានបំណងនៅក្នុងការចង់ស្វែងរកឱកាសវិនិយោគឬក៏ការរស់នៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាគាត់អាចតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងក្រុមយើងបានព្រោះដោយសារយើងមាន experience នៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាចា
That's right.
Drop us a visit when you are here.
Sure. All right, I guess it's nice to meet you, and see you next time. Akun, thank you.